allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo touchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come, this man not the off in mind, my ego don't come, aha. Now you wanna don't hear all these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting suppose get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one. My ego, you go show na paper. My ego diary political. So my people make you shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we laugh, oh, yo. Don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Ha, this one not they off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun live. The brunch time. So thank you so much for joining me. Remember, I kind of love to remind everyone anyway, as you are tuning in, after reading the caption of the broadcast, please read the description as well. Then like the broadcast.
Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them all that it's live. It is brunch time. You can be part of it too. You can be part of it too by dialing the number right there on the screen after sharing, liking, and all that. Tell everybody that Mayegun today.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun diary.
So yesterday in Kaduna, the APC, Egbekegbes caucus, their governors, political appointees from Northern Nigeria, they gathered in order to counter the spreading, popularity of the coalition ADC. So they went there to remind their people that no matter how much the opposition is trying to make them hate Tinubu, now let's define the hate. Tinubu's regime, starting from Bokwari's regime, plunged Nigeria into a generational poverty, indebtedness. Tinubu continued from where Bokwari stopped. People are living in extreme poverty. Now, condemning such government is not hate, but they have managed to gaslight a lot of you, blackmail a lot of you to believe that criticizing Kalu is tantamount to hating him, or rejecting the fraudulent statistics that they have been releasing that never really, correspond or matches the reality on ground. So it is not hate. So now they went to talk to their people and reminded them of, that Tinubu is not responsible for whatever they are facing right now, even though he promised to make it better. Did he not? So they want their people to stop supporting any opposition that is planning to remove a call, because according to them, until 2031, Northern Nigeria, no one from Northern Nigeria should be vying for government, for presidency. Not just that, too. Anyone at all should not dare to try to want to truncate Tinubu's time. So because of this, they have reminded their people to ignore the ADC. I have few for you on that. Ribadull was there too, where he gave a testimony of how his own brother has been traveling all over the Northern Nigeria without any incident. And because of that, Nigeria is safe. All you have to do right now, click that share button and tell everybody that's Mayegun today. So thank you. And that is where we are going to start this afternoon. I want to take care of any form of, audio fluctuation as well. So I'm going to hold this as close as possible. So, brethren, welcome to the brunch time with Mayegun. And if you have read the description after the caption and you've shared, liked, and all that, I want to say a big thank you to you. So now let's get started. Yesterday, since majority of the Ronokus have been doing working overtime to impress it on everyone that there is this unwritten pact that Nigerians, whether they know about it or not, there's an unwritten pact that Tinubu, right, would do his 8 years. And because of that, the Ronokus have been telling everybody who care to listen, right, that Tinubu is going nowhere, whether you like it or not. In that same breath, they are, as the stats or the statistics shows of the ruined economy they have, they continue to give themselves a pat on the back that they are doing so well. You get what I mean? And whoever is not saying it, in fact, one of Tinubu's ministers, the one for education or miseducation. So that one went on TV yesterday to tell Nigerians that Tinubu has done so well, but Nigerians are blind. It's because they are blind. People are blind. That's why he said, and I just have to believe that Nigerians are blind. And because they are blind, they can't see. And because maybe they are partly dead too, they can't feel Tinubu's policies. That was what Alausa said on TV yesterday. But let me tell you something. Whether you are for one Nigeria or you are for the breakup of the contraption, there's something I want you to know. APC, Egbekegbe and Tinubu and his gang that believes that they have captured Nigeria, and whoever is not on board is considered as the enemy of the country. In that same breath of where they have been dismissing any form of opposition or whatever view, in that same breath, they are doing everything to show to you that they are indeed in panic mode. Now, I have said this before. It is theirs, that their 2027 charade, it is theirs to lose. They have every instrument to rig it. And if the people indeed are tired of them, right, then they also have the, all the required number to resist them. So that makes it 2027 a showdown if it is anything close. But time will tell. So the reactions of the APC, Egbekegbe, in northern part of Nigeria is of two reasons. It is believed that the fraud that Yakubu announced was able to be validated with the false figures cooked from some inner Sharia north to get Tinubu to become your president. So today, as much as Tinubu is now in charge, and some believes that the southern Nigeria is in his kitty. Some, I said some, but in reality, it is not. Okay, so they believe that if the northern Nigeria indeed caves in for this their opposition, right? It is not just Tinubu that will be going down. Everyone associated with Tinubu will go down. And here is another fear from the feelers, because to you, as maybe as a southerner, maybe to you it is about good governance and the rest of that, right? And as loud as it is, right? But to most of them in the northern part of Nigeria, which is also about good governance, but it is not mainly about that. It is mostly about the interest of the individuals who have been very much like prominently used in their previous rig in the northern part of Nigeria. So if they're not on board, that's a problem. So not only that if Tinubu and APC are at the center, will find it difficult to push whatever rigging they want to push through. Even those APC governors in northern part of Nigeria, they may end up getting a bond. And this is why, as we've been told, they are doing everything humanly possible, right, to change the narrative that they are currently spreading in the north. Do you know what that narrative is? Politicians who were with Tinubu and those who were not with Tinubu in 2023. So majority of them are going back to tell their people that Tinubu actually hates the north. I remember it is the same northern Nigeria where nepotism, impunity was pretty much like embraced. Don't get me wrong, I'm just giving you the account from all sides now, okay? So when Bokwari was there, right, the entire system was turned to the Fulani kind of like agenda, something that rattled the entire country for years when Bokwari was there. And people said, well, if it gets to your turn, do whatever you want. And you could tell those qualified, those unqualified were drafted into, important, institutions in Nigeria simply because they are from Northern Nigeria. A lot of people were watching. They said Egbere Jonathan did the same thing. They said when Jonathan was their president, right, that the Niger Deltans were all over the place and all that. So it becomes turn by turn. But 2 years after 8 years of that reign of program of ruin, 2 years after, Tinubu has taken the suffering to the next level that majority of them were told to endure for 8 years and not anymore, right? So it's about two groups now, right? Their criminal political class and their subservient voluntary slaves. So the voluntary slaves are always starving. They've always been put in that place. And not without the consent of their supposed criminal political class. Now, the criminal political class, out of power for 2 years, are about to bring down the sky using the suffering they possibly facilitated on their own people as the reason why heaven has to fall. So it's interesting, okay? So when you see them run around in Northern Nigeria, it is not because of Tinubu alone. It is because of themselves. And it's about to really, really get down. So yesterday, like I said, George Akume, who happened to be the SGF from Benue, right? Middle Belt. He was the lead speaker. Then another person, which is Ribadull or Ribadull. So Ribadull was there to give his own performative theatrics as well, where he said the security in the country is so good now. Anyway, George Akume, whose state is under the siege of the Fulani terrorists, the place where over 200 people were slaughtered just a few weeks ago, was there to tell everybody that, you know what, it's about power. And the only pathway for Northern Nigeria to get to power in 2031 will be to support Tinubu and all that. Now, everyone is protecting his own pot of soup. But I'm going to start with their host, and that is Uba Sani, the governor of Kaduna, who actually told all of them that their failure was their own making. Let's start with that. Sani.
Office as governor in 2023, I was confronted with a Kaduna under siege. Insecurity casts a long, dark shadow over our communities. Banditry, terrorism, kidnapping, and violent crime have become daily specters. From the Kaduna-Abuja Expressway to Bindungwari, from Chukun to Igabi, Giwa, Kachia, and across the uneasy corridors of southern parts of our dear states. Fear was rampant. Kaduna, long celebrated for its resilience and cultural vitality, was being slowly eroded by chaos. The Kaduna-Abuja highway, once vibrant artery of commerce and movement, had become a corridor of dread, a painful symbol of governmental failure. The Abuja-Kaduna train attack of 2022 remains seared into our collective consciousness as a grim testament to the depth of the security crisis. Entire communities were abandoned, markets closed, and Kaduna very spirit trembled under the weight of fear. Frankly, had we attempted to organize this conference under those conditions in May 2023, the hall will have been empty, or worse, rendered inaccessible by persistent insecurity. But we could not stand idle. We recognize instinctively that force alone, goals without governance, yields limited results. So we embrace a composite model, the Kaduna Peace model, a paradigm blend of proactive security, community engagement, dialogue, and institutional alignment. By God's grace, And with the unwavering support of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our fortunes began to change. We prioritized peace, reinvigorated our security agencies, empowered local vigilance groups, and engaged communities with empathy, respect, and humility. Criminal enclaves along Kaduna-Abuja highway were dismantled. Markets in Buningwari reopened after more than a decade. And ghost towns in Chukun, Igabi, Giwa, Kachia, Zangon Katab regained life. In the south of our state, through dialogue and reconciliation, we actively laid the ground for a lasting peace. The federal government under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu leadership stood firmly with us, supported us, and stood by us. I commend the National Security Advisor, Madam Ribadu, whose coordination and resolve have ensured that our security responses are both intelligent and sustained. I salute the Honorable Minister of Defense, the Honorable Minister of State for Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff, our service chiefs, and all security leaders whose courage and vigilance continue to protect our people. They are gallant.
So we are grateful to them. I mean, if the people of Kaduna says security has improved, especially the southern Kaduna, I am going to partially agree, except anybody has any objection. When El Rufaya was there, the guy who imported the Fulani terrorists and boldly admitted to that on national TV, El Rufaya of Kaduna, southern Kaduna people were being slaughtered. Their paramount ruler was kidnapped, killed. His wife sexually attacked. His killers, the culprits, were never found. Right? So the killings in Kaduna was politically motivated. No thanks to the El Rufaya of Kaduna. So we can go into all of that. So the movement is no longer in favor with his own anointed successor, Uba Sani. That seems to be a blessing, especially for the people of southern Kaduna. But you see all those things he's talking about, the highway and the rest of that. That is a lie. However, like I said, we can partially agree with him to some extent, and thanks to those who made that happen. Those who were allowed to do their job and chase the miscreant. Then what about the communities that these terrorists took over? I'm not going to go into all of that because that can be another conversation entirely. But the point there is that they were all there to give accounts, to praise Tinubu and give account of what they have benefited in case if people are not noticing. It is the turn of Ribadull. Listen to his own side. Tale by moonlight. His own is pretty much so funny that the supposed national security advisor to the president of the country is a pure politician, even though he was said to have been hired because of his investigative intelligence gathering, blah, 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 nonsense. And, and since then, the guy has been showing how worthless he is and how worthless people can be elevated into the top rank in a society led by other incompetent career criminals, substandard. He was there doing a presentation, lying through his own teeth, National Security Advisor. I'll let you listen to him. Especially those of you that they said they have rehabilitated and returned back to your home and given money and all of that stuff. There is nothing like that exists anywhere. Nothing. But here is your national security advisor. That means this is the person that is actually advising Kalu on your national security. You are done for. No joke. See my face. You are done for. Very.
But of course, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu gave us directives. He said the first day, the day he gave us that appointment, he called us. General Musa, you are there. Chief of Air Staff, you are there. The instructions he gave us that enough is enough. And I want you to work one. Whatever it takes, I want a teamwork. And sure we did it. Today we are all one. We work as one. The entire security architecture of our country, not only within the federal government, we have extended it also to the states. We work with governors, and we are grateful to the governors, exceptionally good quality governors. Governor of Kaduna is here. We are grateful. The cooperation that you gave us, the work we did, is the result that today Kaduna State is almost close to 80% free. The same thing, even right now we are ongoing with operations in Kwara. And many other governors. So the connection, you know, in security, when you work in silos, forget it. And we are very grateful to the leadership of the Nigerian Armed Forces that gave cooperation, allowed all of us to be one. If you see a policeman today and you see a soldier, you will see a DSS, you will see civil defense. They are all working as one, and they are in the bushes working as one. Thank you very much for what you have done for our country. Of course, General Musa will come and give you a little bit of extra how the operations are taking place. To, you know, save time, I'm just going to go through so that only the important points I'm going to be talking about. Let's go. The next. Let's talk about where we are today. Yes. Armed banditry. I've told you a bit about the rest of the country. We are here in the north. We are northerners. We are here before you. We will give you what we have done in the north. Yes. Through coordinated efforts, strategic operations, and unwavering resolve, significant strides were made against the scourge of banditry. Communities, once gripped by fear, are beginning to reclaim stability, and the momentum is undeniable. While challenges remain, and we are prepared to accept a problem of 2 decades, now is 2 years. We know that it's work in progress. We will never relent. The progress achieved stands as a powerful testament to what focused action and collective will can accomplish. And we worked intelligence-driven. The intelligence community, the military intelligence, the police intelligence, DSS, NIA, take the lead. Identify things. Get the operational part. The Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the police, all others move in. That's how it works. A completely new approach. And you can see, as a result of the work, this is just a very conservative estimate. And it's ongoing continuously. About 11,250 hostages were freed as at May 2025. As at July this month, the number has now risen to 12,100 and counting every single day. And you can see the pictures every day of people who are being freed and more or less rehabilitated and given new lease of life. And I'm going to refer to what last week we were here before Governor Kaduna invited us to come and witness an incredibly important step, ability for you to clear and then wipe out the tears of those who suffered injustice and fairness. Support them for them to get back to life. He built houses, transport, and so on, and we handed them over to victims victims of this extreme terrorism.
Baba will in Ribadu, right? But I'm coming back to Ribadu. Just 1 minute digress. So I saw the comment of possible one Ronuku on YouTube just a while ago. Let's see if I can. You've got my attention, but I'll come back to you, okay? Because I actually have intention of what do you call it? I have intention of touching on that. Hang on, where is that? Yeah, he said I've got bipolar, but he misspelled it. So he said, Mayego, you are suffering from bipolar if you condemn Tinubu and that of what happened in Lagos, and you fail to condemn that of Anambra and Imo. Your liberalism will haunt you. Now, to those of you reading that, who would you think has bipolar watching Mayegun this morning or afternoon between myself and this person? So what do we have to condemn in Anambra that affects somebody in, what do you call it? What do you think we should be condemning in Anambra or Imo and Lagos and Tifnumbu, like, I'm trying to, anyway, I'll come back to that. So let's go back to Ribadull. You shouldn't be watching my ego. It's for your own sanity, because you are just going to sit down there and you're going to be mad for no reason. Like, see me here right now. I am just sharing what is already in the public. I'm not making things up. Do you understand? So when it comes to your bigotry Olympics, your hateful kind of like upbringing, I just want you to know that no be all of us, our parents raised with hatred, that the APC can then exploit for their own political gain. So you are just a pawn on their chess table. Do you understand? I don't even know where you all got this, your madness, conservative liberalism, and you rada. All your governors are Yorubas and their deputies. All your state house of assembly members are Yorubas. Your commissioners, your everything. But somehow, the wealth of the share that the peanut they give to Yoruba land from their national purse, that wealth is circulating among these rogues, and you are watching our people. You are watching them. Yeah, many of you are graduates, no job, no nothing. You are not only unemployed, you are unemployable. They are destroying education, destroyed them anyway, destroyed education, destroyed healthcare. And the most prominent thing right now is just for majority to find a way to jump and get out of that place, or go and become a political jobber. Those who have privatized the wealth of Yoruba land for themselves are telling you to hate on people who have nothing to do with you at all. And you are so kind of like so foolish as well. Those of you who are parading yourselves as Ronukus or calling yourself Libra, be conservative and other nonsense you lunatics call yourselves, right? Fulani terrorists killed Yoruba Obas. In a space of 5 days, they killed 3 Yoruba Obas. And you lori buruku, you know if you do PIM. You can't do PIM. What else do you think will happen there if these Igbos that your parents raised you to hate? What happened when, if they are like the Fulanis who are kidnapping our people, collecting ransoms, killing our royal fathers, and the rest of that? Maybe that will prompt you to start a war. They killed your kings. You are not angry. You are not mad at those who did that. I'm not even teaching you. I'm not actually encouraging you to hate anybody now, by the way. I'm just saying that if you need motivation to hate any tribe in this whole chaos that you are all dwelling in, right? If you need to hate any tribe, you should go for those ones who came for your royal fathers and you did nothing. And you're Mwali, Jati. Tifnumbu doesn't represent Yoruba. That is one. And it's not your fault. It's because majority of the Omoluabis, sensible Yorubas, they see politics as something so dirty that they love their name so much that they stayed away. That is why you have miscreants parading themselves as governors, the senators, and the rest of that. Tinubu right now is the president of that contraption. So whatever he does affects millions, including Yorubas. So you Oponus, you Oponu, Alaye Bajes, you didn't see that. Tinubu's policies affect not just other people, including Yorubas right now. And you should be concerned about that. But rather, like Tinubu, like his followers. You can't point to their parents' house. Most of them from Ekiti, Ogun, Oshun, what do you call it? Ondo. But they always have this add-on whenever they hear about Lagos. Majority of them under bridge, but it's a matter of time. Don't worry. There were those who lived like you under Bokwari. Today, now let's go back to Ribadull and his gang. Ribadull said insecurity has improved. They are rescuing hostages every day. Every day. That's not true. And they are rehabilitating hostages. Also, that is not true. But they have put up shows like, that time where they say they freed or they rescued this number of people, right? And then they will give them dresses, dress them up and all of that, prepare them for camera and all that, yeah? That's what they call empowerment. But here is something. If security is improving, what happened to the people, the terrorists that kidnapped these people that you rescued? How come that in 2 years again, or in 10 years of APC, there is no single terrorist on trial? Not a single one. Do you know any terrorist on trial in Nigeria? The Fulani terrorist? Anyone? There is not a single one on trial for their crimes. But these rogues wanted to believe that, well, we are working, we are blah, 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 blah. No, don't worry, Akeem. No, people like that shouldn't be here. Let me tell you something, Akeem. When, I don't know how long you've been following my Egumbo, I've got history with this Ronokus. It all started from 2014 when they were all out for Bokwari. And I was just seeing through the old lies, especially because of the involvement of Tinubu and his gang. I didn't even know that Bokwari would actually be that worse, but I was always on the other side. So the Ronokus, who are now Ronokus today, they were the Buaridins, the Buarididerins, the Buaridinotus, the Buaridijatus. The old Buhari Shukus, the Ungoziaris, the Unekaharis, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the umbud slaves who have now metamorphosed to the voluntary slaves. The Lagos Abobakus back then, Oshogbo Alimajiris, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all risers. So they don't like me. I don't like them. But something is so funny about them. Yeah. Most of the time, I kind of like curse them out. Like I'll call them out like this. I just put some Bajinotu and the rest of that on them. And we're all right, yeah, right? Just to let them know that I would never compromise what I am. You know what I mean? Like, so they hated me for it. They don't like me, and I don't like them. I always warn them, I say, listen, don't watch my ego. If you are a Tifnumbus or APC's person, because the moment I sight you, I can picture you. I can. like many of you seated there right now watching, or on your phone or on screen and all that, I can picture you. And I can begin to just start fingering your brain. You know, I may have like 1,000, 2,000, or 3,000 people watching, but you, I can picture you now begin to get you mad in your house. I do that intentionally, like I am doing right now. Yeah, just take a bit of it. So they are not supposed to be here. They are toxic, dirty. They don't. I'm not talking to make them to convince any one of them. You know, just want to kind of like flaunt it like on their faces, old and young. So I came, Alora Mira Meloju Lokwe, or whatever you called it. Except if they go and open another fake one to come and join us. They are toxic. They will be attacking you. They'll be abusing you. They can't have conversation. They can't. And they are easily triggered. Why? I am talking about the rogues whose actions are affecting the lives of millions of people. And they are having erection, masturbating in public. What do you want us to do with mad people like that? Keep them? Not really. We keep those who are mad and willing to get healed on Mayegun's Diary Politico. So please, you don't want to like coexist in the same room with mad people, lunatics who see Tifnumbu as a progressive or a progressive. So Ribadull, hostages freed, more or less rehabilitated, but there is no single terrorist on trial. No. So, like I said, the effort is to keep reminding the North that, listen, this is a game of power. Don't let anybody deceive you. Nobody is coming to change anything per se. Nobody is going to come and do better than what Tinubu is doing. See, he's given us appointment. He loves the North. You see, and the Northerners themselves can tell that these guys are not speaking for them like the rest of Nigeria. Like in truest sense of it. You can't force something on people. Or maybe you can. Because Tinubu is your president today. And the entire establishment ensured of that. So yeah, I think you can. But the point I'm trying to make here is that if the people finally feels like no, but that would be difficult too. So more will leave them in the North for a second. Go take a look at another thing. So yesterday, right, Benjamin Kalu, the guy that triggered the Ronukus, that they started blating that an Igbo man is sponsoring a bill that says if you spend 10 years outside your region, you can become, you can become the indigene of that place. Something unheard of, something really, really far off. So it's been reported now that he has withdrawn the, the stupid, controversial bill. There are many things like, how about you put the secession clause in your constitution? You get what I mean? I like be daring enough to say, you know what? Let's put a referendum in the constitution. You know, let's give everyone who wants to leave the chance to leave. I would like that kind of a controversial bill. Passing the first reading, second reading, and put everybody on the edge and say, okay, yeah, this is it. Or force everybody to have the conversation about this, your Nigeria. You know what I mean? First one, everybody, yeah. Let's have that conversation. But let's leave that too. And take a bit, further. We're still on with Tinubu though. So yesterday, Tinubu's MAGA dog, what did they call it? MAGA dog or be MAGA dog or dogs. They were all over the social media where they were celebrating the payment of pocket money for some schools, for some students in some schools. just to tell you that NEL Fund, the student loan, is actually working in this video. So they are like, look at them. They are so happy. They are appreciative of what the president has done and all that. NEL Fund, Sokoto Abu Zaria, Sokoto University, and somewhere else.
Good day, everyone. My name is Olaleye Ezekiel. I'm a student of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate our president, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Thank you very much for providing a great opportunity for the Nigerian students. He actually provided a loan for us to pay our school fees, and mostly, he's giving us a monthly upkeep to sustain ourselves. This is a great opportunity, and thousands of us have benefited from it. We say thank you. We appreciate you, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Aṣíwájú nìyí, ẹni dèrò ẹ̀yìn. Ọlọ́run á gbé ìrànlọ́wọ́ dìde fún yín. Àbúrò ò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ sí yín, because you help us, God will continue to help you. And mostly, I appreciate my mentor, Dr. Ore Ofe Williams. Dr. Ore Ofe Williams has been paying school fees for thousands of Nigerian youths. Over the years, he has been paying mine. Of recent, he told me, but the president has provided a loan for the Nigerian universities, especially you that you are in a federal university. Go and take this loan. I was like, okay, I'll take the loan. I refused, because when I tell my colleagues, they were like, má gba loan ìjọba, má gba loan, gbèsè lélẹ́yìí, má gba loan. But because of my mentor, he gave me the boldness to go ahead to do so, and I applied for it, and now I've received the payment for the school fees. I don't actually want to come out before, but through the mentorship of Dr. Ore Ofe Williams, he was like, if they do something for you, make sure you go out to appreciate. Gratitude. That's what we have been teaching you. Gratitude. So I'm out here today to appreciate what I've benefited from the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And to all other students that have benefited from this, I want you to come out to appreciate the President. God bless the President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. God bless Nigeria for us. God bless my mentor, Dr. Ore Ofe Williams. I love you and I'm proud of you.
Sabaruma. Baba na loan. Because Nigerians believe that government money is government money, Jari. Collect them first. Before Tifnumbu, the education, especially the federal education in Nigeria was subsidized. That's why we hear some people who graduated from University of Lagos, Unilag, they will tell you that their school fees was 1,500 naira. So when Tifnumbu now came in, he removed the subsidy on education. Just in case if you don't know. He now gave them what they call the student loan. Now, the student loan means you apply, and if you approved, they will pay your school fees. So in that regard, as well, you apply for student upkeep or something. That is not a gift. What they are dancing for is not a gift, by the way. It's part of the loan. So they'll give them 21,000 naira, 21,000 naira, I think, every month for 3 months, which is 63,000 naira. And you can possibly say 25 pounds or $40. So for 3 months. And that one is just to make sure that at least you have something to put in your pocket. So at the end of the day, because you have your BVN, this or that, so it is believed that when you found work, when you found job, you can start paying back the money. Do you get that now? Like, but at least for the time being, a lot of them believe that it is needed. They've removed subsidy. So education is expensive now. And that is why you have not heard about ASU strike. Because what Kalu did was that, how can we be sending money to the schools in the name of subsidy, subsidized education? Why not just remove that and let everybody go find their level? And those who can find their level to pay, whatever the school is now charging, then they can come and take loan. So it's either you go and borrow outside or you come and take our own loan. It's without interest though. And Nigerians they are dancing. Because it's done. Thank you so much, sir. A poor man that could access education without having to break sweat, especially using the federal, now would have to depend on Kalu and then remain subservient to them. As much as a lot of people said, it's a great stuff, you have no idea the victims of that. But again, right? Practice make perfect, and maybe someone can make it perfect another time. I'm just saying, but yeah, that one is ongoing. Okay, for those who have benefited and the rest of them. So there is this loan. It's also loan, but they called it grant to hide what it means or what it meant then. So they call it a loan. I want to remember this. Some of you got it. I think it's called NISRA. NISRA loan in Nigeria under Bukwari. I'm not too sure what it's called, but some of you got the money. You know what Nigerians did? They said, oh, this NISRA loan is to give 1 million, 2 million. Do you understand now? So that you can then possibly go and start a business with that. Then some unscrupulous criminal Nigerians hijacked that as usual. You know what they did? I'll tell you. So they started asking people. For instance, I will call lababs. Lababs. Wow, there's this federal government grant. Lababs no say money there anywhere. Just hear from Mayegun. Say, lababs. There is this federal government grant, 3 million naira. But you will need to go and get some document to back up the kiniko. But don't worry, I will do that for you. I'm going to take 30% of it. It's government money. Don't worry yourself. I'm going to take 40%. Or even it actually become worse. There were others who were recruited. They used their details to fill the form for the money. And once the money got released to their bank, they told them to transfer the money to them, the person that facilitated it, and then dash them money. That's how gullible Nigerians can be. Some Nigerians can be. They will sound educated, but they are very, 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 very stupid. Grant is not free. You pay it back. Somebody used your name to take money from government, took half of the money. And to you, that's not a problem. And you are educated. Similarly, you have students who are currently in school. Right? Anyway, you know what happened after? Bukwari don't finish. And don't leave. Those who are to collect the money back, you know what they did? They started sending them emails and messages. It is time to pay back your loan. Loan okay. We think in our grant now, should be our government give us money. Why are they asking us to pay back? I just received an email now. They said they are going to take my money in my bank. Are we paying back any? You didn't tell me now. Egbokunle phone don't off. Now it is now you and them. As corrupt as you think that contraption is, if you hold them a dime, they will collect it too. I just make I tell you. Even if you travel abroad, run away. Eventually, they will collect it too. Do you understand? So what did they do? They started going to, because they've managed to lure you into, as kind of like as corrupt as we think the place is, right? They've managed to build a system that if they want it to work, it will work. They've lured you into registering for BVN, registering for this, registering for that. All those things are very, like, they are like your DNA. Now you're like your DNA. Wherever you are, if they are looking for you, they will find you. That's why it is so unfortunate that you have corrupt criminals who have compromised system that could really, really work. Only just that you punish those who are sabotaging it. They have that system. So I started reading it online. Everybody started posting online. Nisra, why did you take my 450,000? Why did you take the money in my mommy's account? They have emptied our. What is going on? What kind of a thing is this? Which life is this? In this Tinubu's Nigeria, they just took 780,000 in my bank. The money I even collected is only 400,000 that they gave me. Now they're asking me to come and pay a loan of 1.5 million. Nigerians on social media, they're asking for help. I was reading them and laughing. So if you are a student taking their loan, it is to help you, as they have taken away what usually system provides, right? It's called subsidy. Subsidy, the UK. Education subsidy, this Scotland. Where are they? Inside this Scotland. If I decided that I want to go and get any fancy degree right now, I'll get it for free. And somebody like you who is coming from Nigeria would have to pay. Like, you have to pay so well. I don't have to pay a dime. Rather, they will stop my council tax. I won't pay council tax of £200 anymore. For the time being I'm in school, I won't pay a dime anymore. As a student, I said council tax. I will get a support fund, which is specially, it's called ESA or something like that, right? When I apply for that, they will give me money. And guess what? It is money for me to get ready to buy whatever I need to go to that school. When Agbeke wanted to go and do a HND, HND, I won't forget, right? So the first go and get ready. You are going to resume in September. Money they gave her was over £4,000. £4,000 to go and buy whatever, including buying herself a very nice, iMac tablet. I'm sorry, laptop. So if anybody is telling you in that contraption that, right, education can be cheap or free, it's because they wanted it to be so. And if you have accepted that, then fine. They had cheaper education, by the way. Most of them got their own education for free, sponsored by poor people who put their money together to send them, right? So today they are explaining to you that, no, we'll give you loan for it. I'm not saying it's bad, but I wish they will also create a job. Create a society that will give you the job so that you can pay back the loan. Some of them are not thinking it that way, because to them, it's government money. Shall no open bank account. That's the thing. Once you take their money, don't open a bank account if you have no intention of paying them. So let's leave the students and their loans. Okay. So let's touch this ADC, guys. There's this video of their ADC interim chairman, David Mark, where he was sending a subtle message to, I believe, Ubi, because to them, there is no time for hide and seek anymore. You are either in ADC or you are not in ADC. So the time is ticking, as many are postulating. So listen to this.
Zero tolerance for anti-party and any form of indiscipline.
The general has spoken.
You are either in ADC or you are not in ADC. There is no midway in this business. And those who are not with us, we will not carry them along. We shall revise our grassroots leadership structures to reflect modern realities. From the polling units upwards, up to the national level, every organ will be re-energized. We will open the gates for the next generation. Our policies, nominations, and leadership roles will reflect.
I'll bring you more from that, possibly later this evening, if I turn up. All right. Meanwhile, the new chairman of APC, so he himself was at their secretariat yesterday, I think. He also said a few things. I want to share that too, quickly.
I want to vibrate. I want Today, yes, the voice of the youth, of the has been heard loud and clear. I am that bridge between the young and the old. APC made the right direction. Oh, yes. Took the right decision. Yes. Took the right direction. Yes. By selecting that bridge between the young and the old. Mix up. I'm with you 100%. I'm with all 100%. We've told others, no party in Nigeria ever has provided social protection for the young people more than this party. Yes. And we said, first, provide students loan for the young people. The child of the poorest man in Nigeria can school to the peak without borrowing anywhere. Government has provided the provision for that. The only time we've had that in the history of Nigeria. Government has dropped 1.5 billion naira in 1.5 trillion naira in the Bank of Agriculture to support young men that want to go into agriculture. Never before have we had this opportunity. We have the youth fund. The youth fund being given for the youths. Never before has any government and I can tell you that the opportunity for the young people.
Yeah, what try the Kilorukwe, you know. Yeah, even Sheyi Law was spotted, and others they were spotted in Abuja yesterday too. by a lady, a Nigerian, who felt kind of like insulted, sort of like, man, these people get mind though, they get God too. Anyway, Sheilo, you know him. Sheilo is that guy that is called Babasuwe that stopped downloading at 67%. You remember him? Yeah, Dimeru that stopped. It's like you are downloading Babasuwe. And as you are downloading, it just stopped downloading at 67%. But they just feel like, you know what, send it to production like that. Anyway, the lady though.
Relax, Tinubu is fixing Nigeria. This is exactly what I saw when I went to Maraba. Some people have sold their integrity for political campaign. Look at their faces. Deceiving the citizens and feeding them with lies. I will play in a record of their video. Oh yeah, listen to what they have to say. To fear upon a speech. As in I got into the extent of using children for political campaign. Just imagine sharing biscuit and 500 naira for this children. The worst of it all is tribalism. I said I will never talk about politics, but they pay me for body, they pay me. Shame no, they catch these old men and they listen to them. If you enter Abuja now, you go like what you wicked they do for Abuja. These are basic social amenities that are supposed to be provided to the citizen for crying out loud. They come and verse for us. And I don't like us, we don't do e-gates for our airports then. Plenty other things go come. And our Baba they do. They are not sending GMO food to Nigeria. The citizens are dying of hunger. You are talking about price of food is increasing by the day. About the educational system? If you see government school today, shame go catch you. The government no longer provide job opportunities for the youth. When will Nigeria ever get better? Have you forgotten so soon? No be all of us suffer for cashless. Some of una go see collect.
Anyway, people are just doing, you know, they are doing their own job, what they are being paid to do. It is now left for the real victim of bad governance themselves, right? To what? To reject them and stand by that rejection, I think. But time will tell. Okay? Time will tell. Oh, talking about GMO, by the way. Yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know when this was, right? But it's part of the deliberation in their National Assembly. As much as their indigeneship bill has been withdrawn, I think so is their GMO drive. But the GMO is already everywhere in Nigeria, from what I gathered. Not only that they have been cultivated everywhere on thousands of hectares of land in the north, in the south. They have invested so much in local people who are promoting this same thing. Local farmers, you know, what do you call those presenters and the rest of them as we speak. But the National Assembly of Representatives of Nigeria are saying, oh, we're going to put a hold on it. I don't even know what that means. Probably from the paper he's reading it from. I don't think the value of his statements is beyond this room. But they said they have banned GMO or the further supply of GMO products to Nigeria. Watch this. It's a deliberation though.
Is referred to Committee on Ecological Fund. The 10th order of the day is a motion on the need to investigate the introduction of genetically modified crops in Nigeria. Standing in the name of Honorable Tolani Shakaya. Honorable Shagaya is invited to move the motion. 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya, and I represent Nigerians starting from Ilorin West, Asa Federal Constituency, and from the State of Harmony, Mr. Speaker, Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to move a motion on the need to investigate the introduction of genetically modified crops in Nigeria. The House notes that genetically modified crops, commonly referred to as GM crops, are plants used for agricultural purposes whose DNA have been altered using genetic engineering methods. The House also notes that the recent introduction of genetically modified crops in Nigeria has raised serious questions, mostly about safety, regulatory oversight, and the potential impact on the country's biosafety and ecosystem. The House is aware that genetically modified foods have been created to contain almost anything, including genes which have higher levels of toxicity and negative long-term effects on human health. The House is further aware that the National Biosafety Management Agency, NBMA, has been accused of approving the introduction of GM crops into Nigeria without following due process and scientific protocols. The House is also concerned that these GM crops are being introduced into Nigeria at a time when the said crops are being banned in several countries like France, Russia, Germany, China, India, and a host of other countries in Europe due to safety concerns. The House is also concerned that GMO crops' long-term impact on human health remains uncertain, prompting precautionary measures due to potential health risks, including cancer, antibiotic resistance, allergic reactions, and reproductive issues. The House is cognizant that of the need to prioritize public health, biodiversity, and traditional farming practices due to uncertainties surrounding the long-term impact of GMOs on health, environment, and food security. Therefore, the House resolves to 1. Urge the federal government to suspend the introduction of newly enhanced genetically modified crops until an investigation by the Committee on Agricultural Production and Services is completed and the findings are made public. 2. Also urge the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, to cause the already introduced GM foods and crops in Nigeria to be properly labeled to safeguard consumers. 3. Mandate the Committee on Agricultural Production and Services to A. Conduct a comprehensive investigation into the introduction of genetically modified crops in Nigeria by the National Biosafety Management Agency. B. Assess the potential health and environmental risks associated with genetically modified crops and report back to the House within 4 weeks. And finally, mandate the Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, honourable colleagues, I so move.
Thank you. Honourable Dalaba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Abubakar Hassan Nalaraba, OON. I represent Awido Makana Federal Constituency from Nasarawa State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my dear colleague, Honorable Tola Nishagaya. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. It's a straightforward motion. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Agricultural Production and Services. The 11th order of the day is a motion on.
Yeah, just so you know that the conversation has become a case of motion, or has become a motion to be moved in their National Assembly. So people need to be educated more about what they are consuming, public health. There's a reason why these countries that ban these crops being kind of cultivated in their countries, right? Doesn't mean that all of them are not welcoming GMO product, but it must be properly labeled. So when you go to the store, you should be able to know what you are buying. Do you understand? It's like, what is this? You know what I mean? What is that? So consumers must be given that choice. You don't dump it on them and watch if they're going to die or not. So from my own understanding, we have been consuming the, the GMO products, you know, directly or indirectly for a while. But the good thing also is that you always have that choice. I never thought it was actually a thing until 2 years ago when I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to be paying attention because I eat lots of fruits myself. So, yeah, but I don't know how they're going to do it. You get? The supposed advanced countries have considered the implication of this on the public health and the backlash that is going to follow, the long-term effects. So they chose not to have it in their countries. And some says that the cultivation should be controlled because, you know, you can't replant GMO seeds. You can't. So once you harvest, you have to go back and buy it from those who are making it. So a lot of people are also concerned about, you know, patent or patency or something like that, where if the manufacturer chooses not to sell to you or decided to inflate the price and all of that, is that not going to bring back the same, you know, the same problem of starvation, food control, and all of that? Something that Africans have been in charge of for a very long time until, you know, they have become bedeviled with animals in human skins as leaders who have opted to make their countries as the dumping ground for the rest of the world. Do you get what I mean now? So Nigeria has no really good healthcare system that covers the entire population. And it is also very expensive to access any real standard healthcare. So a lot of people dying or currently suffering from one medical disorder, they got them from what they have been consuming. So government should always be very concerned, okay, in my own opinion. And the people should be given the choice or the choices of what they want to consume. Okay? But we all know that the philanthropist, the billionaire American philanthropist that is funding this in Africa, we just don't understand why. I won't say we don't know why, but we just don't understand why. So Africans are supposed to be protected by their own leaders and their governments. Unfortunately, majority of them have turned Africans into their bargaining chips for a better, sort of better life. How can you be leader of a country and you're looking for a better life outside the country for your own children? It's crazy, yeah? Anyway, I am going to touch a bit on, you know, their usual ongoing bigotry Olympics. So this is where I'm going to kind of speak for another 5-10 minutes, okay? And I will open the line and see if we can take a few calls this afternoon, okay? You see, from my own experience, when you look at the politically sponsored tribalism, bigotry in Nigeria today, you realize that it's actually the poor people. And when I say poor people that are mostly involved, I'm not saying those who, like those who can't feed or buy things for themselves or what have you. No. There are those who are, you know, morally bankrupt, morally poor. There are those who are mentally poor, right? And every other poverty that you can ascribe to human behavior, behavioral attitudes and all that. Because when you look at the rogues who are ruining Nigeria, sharing the proceeds of the land, the wealth of the land, privatized it for themselves, right? They don't really, they don't really, you know, care about your tribalism or what have you. Those who have vested interest, or those that are actually spreading it, telling you how they passionately hate this or passionately hate that. But here is my own advice, because I am not going to ask you to stop your bigotry, okay? Since bigotry, tribalism in Nigeria is, you know, systemic. It is either Some are promoting it, and others are amplifying it as well, while others are defending it. But it exists. And it has now gotten to that scary stage now. Depends on how you want to see it, though, but it has gotten to that scary stage now where people can begin to actually attack themselves simply because they have different tribes in the same country. Now, if people like us tell you that Nigeria is a failed country, courtesy of these failed leaders you've had and you still have, you are going to say we are unpatriotic or we don't love Nigeria. But it's just the plain truth. A lot of you love living the lies. But you see, happenings and instances of all these incidents happening, right? They are the pointers to validate that statement. You may pretend to yourself that you have one Nigeria. Some of you are even telling yourself that we need to try and come together and be together. What we need is to respect one another. Respecting one another is far greater than loving one another. You know what I mean? Like, respecting one another for who we are, our boundary and the rest of that, and should be universal. And that is lacking. We don't have any respect for one another. Politicians in Nigeria are so lucky that the millions that they are impoverished are so busy tearing themselves apart, especially online, tearing themselves apart to outdo one another on tribalism. So I don't have any advice for you. I just want to point one or two things out that maybe you should ponder on. Maybe. Tribalism in Nigeria is a weaponized political tool which has kept the people so divided enough that there are other ingredients too, like religion, like class, and what have you. But if any of you has become recruited into this, your bigotry campaigns and all of that, think you are doing yourself any good. Here is a reminder. Those who are benefiting from the bigotry, right, continue to probably like live a different reality from yours. When you look at those they are given their jobs to, their appointment to, their contract to, their close cycle. When it comes to you, then they want to possibly give you bread, rice, and what have you, just to kind of validate your supposed constitutionalized slavery. So you benefit nothing. At the end of the day, these criminals are never going to be under any real pressure to do any right thing by all the people, right? So you are a loser. Whether you are whether you are a Yoruba or you are Igbo or you are Hausa or you are Fulani or you know, wherever you come from, the moment you become that so invested in bigotry and tribalism, you are playing the exact script of the criminal politicians. You're actually where they want you to be, because by so doing, you get so distracted enough from what they are doing to you, which every one of you will still suffer anyway. Now, here is another one. Instead of promoting the bigotry of the Igbos should go back or should leave Lagos, for example, which is the most popular one by the Ronukus. How about you actually use that same energy to demand for the breakup of Nigeria? Because here is the thing. As long as this your contraption continues to be Nigeria, you can't eat your cake and still have it all. So Tinubu and his gang would have to come and be the leaders of the Western region and possibly Yoruba land. So I know a lot of you who have so much kind of like invested in this, and rightly so. A lot of you believes that what you are doing online is to defend the integrity of Yoruba land or defend the integrity of the Igbo land and the rest of that, which, like I said, it is the exact place they want it to be. So instead of being on one another's jugula every now and then, no real substance after that, nothing comes out of it at the end of the day. Just group of people walking about in their head, thinking about those they hate so much because it is right to hate them. I hate the Yorubas or I hate the Igbos. And you are walking about with that in the same country. You are supposed to be in the same country, right? So how about you stop deluding yourself about this Nigeria, kind of? Because the only place you can have such is when you have your own country. Do you get me? You can't have Nigeria and say the Igbos should leave, this one should go. You are only repeating what has been programmed in your head. You are not defending Yoruba and you're not defending Igbo at all. Because those who are responsible for what is going on in Yoruba land, for example, or any land at all, those who are responsible for them or those who are responsible for why they all kind of like first or lasted this long, they are from every type, every tribe, if you probably would look into it. So what I'm saying to you is that I am not pleading with you to stop your bigotry. No, don't. Keep it up. And those of you that are being funded and sponsored to keep us, amplifying it or weaponizing it, you shouldn't stop as well. But something you should remember is that this contraption that is forcefully put together, if you are tired of one another, the right thing to do now is to begin to mount pressure rather than defend, so rather than promote to say, okay, this person must be president or that one must be president, this one must be that and that, whether you like it or not. How about we begin to kind of like channel enough energy into telling all of them that we don't care what you want to go and be in Abuja. What we want is we need our own country. Like I said, you don't probably have to take what I have to say. Fashola just warned them in Lagos, the trend where they are changing the names of the streets. Any name, so any street bearing Igbo name in Lagos, local government after local government, SCDA after SCDA, they are making announcements saying they don't want them in Lagos anymore. An average Ronuku will be jumping up, happy. I say, yes, we told them, go back. Like I said, I'm not saying you shouldn't say anybody should go back, but you can't have Nigeria or be part of Nigeria as it is currently constituted. And within that same space, you think you are normal to boldly and educated boldly in public say they should leave our place. Why not just kind of like begin to ask Tinubu to return back to Yoruba land and we should promote our own Yoruba? We know that majority of you have nothing for Nigeria. You are just an emergency lover of Nigeria because it is your turn. The moment it is no longer your turn, as you have, foolishly ingrained in your brains, right? Then you're going to tell us how Nigeria is a shitty place as well. I have seen it before. So, if you still get any energy, you use it. So the following streets in Etiosa local government, they have put it in their papers. Tony Amadasun Road changed to Femi Pedro Road. Udo Wogu Drive in Etiosa is now Chief Adebola Dosumu. Augusta Oji Street is now Alaji Adio Mayegun. Chike Mbas Close is now Honorable Sikiru. Ashorota Street, Abi Close. Ugochukwu Oji Street is now Barrister Wale Sonny Street. Fubara Fubara, Dublin, Green Street. That one is Niger Delta. You see, they said in all of this, they said now only one or two Igbos, like two Igbo names are in this. But you know something about the Lagos Abobakus, the Ronukus? They don't give a damn. Everybody from after Ore, including all of you, with the Bini, every state after Ore to the Ronukus, all of una be Igbo. Whether you are from Niger Delta to the Ronukus, all of you are Igbos. We don't want you in Lagos anymore. This is trending, though. This is currently trending, and there are so many of them who are so proud of that. I am only reminding you, because majority of you have never really left your conclave. I've been at your enclave. Yeah, many of us, our first outside exposure was when we traveled out of Nigeria. I'm using that now simply because you can understand that when you listen to some of these Ronukus, and also when you listen to some of these Efu Igbos, you will realize that, I just found that out too, right? You realize that all this law that, you know, the Igbos call Yorubas, Ofe Manu, or the Igbos call the Yorubas, Ngbati, or the Yorubas call the Igbos, Ajokutama Momi, or the Yorubas call the Igbos, Omo Igbo. All those things, they are from Lagos and Southwest, though. The Igbos that left the East and came down. All those Igbos that will abuse the Yorubas, call the Yoruba girls dirty, call Yorubas betrayers, call Yoruba this and that. And those of you who are Yorubas, that will call the Igbos this and that, all of them have this experience of Lagos. The Igbos that left the East. Guess what? Millions of them who have never left the East, they have no idea about the Yorubas. So, in fact, they said that the Igbos in the East, they actually have more kind of experience with the Hausas. And also, one thing they would never also kind of forget is the program of the Igbos in the North. So you see those two things, like the Hausa traders who goes to the East, as well as the Igbos who do business in the North. So these two experiences, right? They are completely different from your own as a Yoruba person, or the Igbos that lived in Lagos. All these things that everybody is pushing. They say by the time you get to the eastern part of Nigeria, you realize that they are actually more interested in their criminal leaders than they are interested in the federal government of Nigeria. And that is true. They are the only region who don't probably expect anything from the federal government of Nigeria. They want to do everything themselves because, well, obviously, you know why. But an average Yoruba person who has never crossed any border is on social media telling everybody what Awolowo did, what Ojukwu did, what the Igbos were, and what their parents told them about the Igbos. You're supposed to be in the same country, but it is obviously like not one country. So if you want to be honest with yourselves, like be truthful to yourselves, the ideal thing is to what? Tell your leaders you are tired of this one contraption. And the millions of Igbos in the East who never really wanted to come down to any South. You know, the advantage of that is that, in fact, you see that even if you don't want to break up right away, right? If you start the regional system, for instance, with autonomy, the economic prosperity of the eastern part of Nigeria, as far as the Niger Delta part of Nigeria, right, is so massive that, you see the way we are migrating to Lagos, a lot of you from across Nigeria will be migrating to that part of Nigeria. And I'm not saying that it's probably going to be an Eldorado. No. Southwest is not an Eldorado. We all know that. But critical infrastructures in place will automatically enhance and boost economic activities, including job opportunities. It is the region with the biggest kind of like a water channel that could be used for, even if they are actually having their own ports there. There you can buy things from Germany and then import it straight to, you know, their ports right there. And train built connected, just like you have a train built from Apapa. And that train leads straight to Lagos Ibadan Expressway, straight to the north. Critical infrastructure. But people will tell you, why can't they do it? No, they can't. You're crazy, man. The land, the water is owned by their gazetting or by their own law, is owned by the federal government of Nigeria. The asset that they would rather just share among themselves rather than, I mean, instead of building, you know, for the people. So we know all of this. So when you break up the contraption, right, it will bring prosperity from the north to the middle belt, to the southwest, and to the southeast and beyond. But that will automatically also untangle the hands of these rogues who have shared Nigeria. Even you that is doing bigotry, tribalism, foolish you. The criminals have shared Nigeria, and that is why they don't want Nigeria to break. Obasanjo's land in Niger Delta, in eastern Nigeria, Obasanjo's land across Nigeria alone, land that he didn't buy, just because he was president and he could just allocate it to himself, allocate it to his friends, oil rigs that he could just allocate to them as he wanted. They all did. Even the Bokwari has land in Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is River State. He didn't buy it. It was gifted to him, or he gave it to himself. So when Nigeria breaks, all these people will have to stay. I mean, Obasanjo will have to stay in Yoruba land. Wherever land he has in Ota will remain his land. And if he has any other land anywhere, fine. Tinubu and his gang would have to probably remain in Yoruba land as well. Wherever they have managed to, whatever it is that within that space, they can hold on to it. So it's going to be a total overhaul, right? If this current contraption is altered. So continue your bigotry, your tribalism. Continue doing social media, conservatism. Conservatism and liberalism. And your people are wallowing in abject poverty, in squalor, back in Nigeria. But as long as you can show your bigotry enough that the Igbos are the problem, they are your this or that, if it makes you sleep well at night, good luck. So I'll take a short break now, okay? And see if I can take maybe 2 calls. And see if I can go out for a stretch. I'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere.
Aṣòfin tí ń rí sí òwò ayé ẹ̀sùn rájú òwúrọ̀ olóṣèlú ayé ẹ̀sùn rájú ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájú ayé ẹ̀sùn rájú.
Now, let's have our first call for this noon. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, ma. How are you?
My
Ma.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ láti fi ó mà tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta.
Ọjọ́ kan pẹ̀lú. Báwo ni ma?
Ẹ̀pẹ̀lẹ́ ẹ̀kúṣẹ́ Olúwa.
Olúwa kú iṣẹ́ o.
Well, I have some questions for the young generation of Nigeria.
Go ahead, ma.
My question to them is that the life they are living right now, the very life they are living right now?
Hmm.
Is that the life that their counterparts in the Western world is living?
Obviously not.
Is it?
It's not all.
So if it is not, why are they being so stupid and foolish? And I want to start with the students.
The student and the student loan.
The student and the student loan. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mo fẹ́ béèrè o. Chief Tinubu, my senior boyfriend's son, how many student loans did he use to go to school? And where is he working right now? And secondly, how many of the Nigeria students, especially the federal students, how many of them got the loan?
Well, they said so far they have given it to over 100,000 people.
Out of how many millions?
Well, they said out of 300 and something thousand that applied, so 120
so that is
something
what,
has received.
So that is why that Mumu boy is dancing and he's celebrating rubbish.
Well, it's to tell you that it's tougher than it is tougher out there than with the letting out. So,
and I also want to ask him, the village, the environment when he come from, all the graduates when he's how many of them get job? Because the students will go pay the money. Just like you said.
They won't take the money until they start working.
Wait, I said they not get back account that is linked with NIN.
Because if they realize say they collect money, that means you have started working. You know, that means you are whether you start a business. That's true.
Whether you work or you not work, as long as money enter your account. Then if only few of you benefit from it, let's say yes, that's good thing. And only few of you, 100,000 of you benefit from it. And the rest students do not benefit from it. Oh, Rita were in here.
See, but you remember that time when I said anybody who knew Tinubu's ways, this is not new, right? You see, all they will need, if they tell you that they are giving people money every month, okay, all they need is just a handful of them, maybe 200, 300, 500, or 1,000 of them. To be together and say, we benefited, though. That 1,000 is what they will now turn to 1 million.
Let's say the 100,000 when they collect, let's assume they really collect, because they not go put them for website, make every person see how much they collect and how much was the total money. So this is another avenue for Chief Tinubu, my senior boyfriend, to reward those who also can pay for him. And they give her that name, not because I know we call her president. And some of my children, when they follow her, I won't rescue them from me hands. So the only way when they go to listen to me, now to give and glorify a senior boyfriend. Oh Lord, shit. Sheyi, the comedian that has failed to prosper in comedian activity. Hey, Josh, Sheyi, Olori Buruku, how much did you collect to go to that show to go and do that your mumu campaign?
Oh, he's a special advisor to Ondo governor on entertainment.
Okay.
They've given him appointment too, and now 450,000 appointment.
But make it tell us how much that give and when he take on this campaign, when he campaign.
No, now 450 they collect every month.
No, not because 450 they can't do this job, because I hear say they distribute biscuits and 500 naira for that place. But
well.
you mo fẹ́ bi ẹ́ léèrè. Nítorí pé àṣewèrè ni ọ́. Ṣèyí ò ní kúre.
Àṣẹ.
Ò ní kúre rárá.
Hey, the Baba swear that stop downloading now.
The truth is this. Anybody home and abroad tó mọ òtítọ́ and kò sọ òtítọ́ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí ò ní kúre o.
Àṣẹwà.
Because it is only the truth that will set us free. Gbogbo yín tó máa gba owó, gbogbo yín tó dẹ̀ ti gba owó, all of na when you don collect money, and all of na when you go still collect money, and continue to deceive my children. E no go better for una.
You say, let me take another woman.
I say, e no go better for una.
Àṣẹ.
Una go drink water, the water go become acid for una belle.
He say again.
Una bed go become una graveyard.
One by one.
Una go breathe this air. The air go intoxicate una for belle, and it go cause cancer.
One by one. Let me take another one because of our time. Okay?
Let me round up.
Yeah,
because the truth is this.
You will need to do that in a minute, okay?
The pain of these younger ones. Are you not feeling the pain? Una when even they scatter the country. Shebi una time. 9 naira say better pass pounds. Now time. 9 naira say better pass dollar and euro. Not be una time. Not be una time. One I say go secondary school, primary school, free of charge. Not be una time. All of una when you go use una man, so they talk for both sides. Nínú ọdún tá a wà yìí, nínú ìrìn àjò tá a wà yìí, àìní kúre, ó dàbọ̀.
Ó dàbọ̀ ma. So I have another caller on the line, and let's take that. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Yes, sir.
I'm calling from Japan.
Say that again. You're calling from?
Japan.
Oh, Japan. Wow. How are you this
Can I hang
hour?
on? Can I hang on or?
No, you are live. Everybody can hear you. Sure, you can go ahead, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You know, we due to the time difference. Now, only by this time with the brunch time we the get this thing because it's almost midnight here now.
Oh dear. So which means that when Mayegun is live around 8 p.m., that's like early morning at yours, yeah?
Yeah, you always start around 4 5 a.m.
Oh dear. Well, that means you're one of the people that the brunch time will be serving then. So great.
Yeah. Well, sometimes if I'm going to work, on my way to work, I always use my earpiece to listen when I'm going to work.
Bless you, Baba. Thank you very much. So here we are.
Due to the program is always so exciting, educating, you know. So I don't always miss it really. Even sometimes the brunch time I will be sleeping, my earpiece will be, my phone will be far from me, but the earpiece will be.
It's just
will
right
be there.
So you don't even have to watch. Just listen.
Yeah,
that's
enough,
enough,
just listen. And sometimes I really want to watch it replay. You know why? Just because of all those wiki with the nonsense talk, all those APC with the nonsense talk. I always want to fast forward that side.
That side and
even when
that you don't have to see through exactly when Tinubu is talking and you're like, no, I don't want to watch this, Jerry. Yeah, that's one good advantage of watching the replay. Right.
Yeah, anyway. Because you always say it as disclaimer. Please, I'm not playing this thing because of it will please you.
No,
you can move it. Then I was during that time, and they always laugh.
God bless
well,
you.
The thing I want to talk is about this bigotry. I cannot lie to you. If I tell you that when I feel bad for my people, I'm from Imo State. I always feel bad for my people when they are talking bad about any Yoruba, because this is the place I live. I live in Lagos. And I know Yoruba people. I live with them in the same building, in the same room. Even sometimes I will leave my brother's room and go to their room. We sleep together. We eat together. Everything we do it together. Even when I'm playing football, we play football together.
You get?
That's why sometimes I see this bigotry online. Even if I'm not in Nigeria, it always gives me sleeplessness.
Like, man, what happened? What happened to our people?
Really?
We have a family house in Ilukweju, right? And it's called number 4 Olorunfunmi Street, Ilukweju, in Ilukweju, Lagos, right? That house. Before I was born, right? They've had, non-Yorubas who actually resided there. So when I grew up myself, I had to grow up with some other Igbos from other places, not just the Igbos, so from other places in our house. And I'm talking about many of them who, even for, let's say, they just came down to Lagos just yesterday. In our house, we have some of them. We had some of them back then. Some of them, before they sort where they are going to stay, they will sleep in our passage just after closing their shop. And within a week or two, they are gone. We'll just be seeing them coming. Like, when I started reading all these things online 3 years ago, that I became more kind of like amplified. I knew there is going to be a problem. And wherever we are right now, in fact, this is just the beginning. So raising alarm and trying to desensitize people from this, this toxicity somehow, it may not be too effective, but we need it. Majority of us didn't grow up with this kind of, somebody said in the comment, right? Somebody said, we don't hate the Igbos. The Igbos must stop saying Lagos is no man's land. Like, what are you talking about? Like, who is putting all this in your head?
But my you see one thing, there's one thing I was even, one program I was listening to. You see that kind of line of words. Trust me, I don't like it. No matter how we want to phrase it, Lagos is still a Yoruba land. We all know.
By the virtue of its location, it is Yoruba land. So if anybody wants to do banter with you, how does that actually get to your skin? Like somebody will say,
that is.
How does that get under your skin? Politics, because it is now weaponized.
Like
it is weaponized.
If I'm driving my car now, somebody will come and tell me, this is my car. I will just look at you and say, okay, come and take it now. I will drive away.
And there's no history of anywhere that they will say Igbo man forcefully take another man's land in Lagos or anywhere in Yoruba land. Nothing like that. That's why I said it's politically motivated.
That is the thing, because I haven't seen, even it is most of these Hausa people that is even fighting deadly war with Yorubas.
Not even Hausas now. I'm talking about Fulani terrorists that killed our own Oba.
Really?
Yeah? They killed 5 kings. They killed 3 in the space of 5 days. And man, well,
sometimes I really think that I can do something about this bigotry.
We are doing. See what we are doing right now. We are doing something about it. You may not know. There are those who are currently fighting it and still holding it in if they should join them, because they are watching. For instance, now as a Yoruba person, you see people who are like, abusing the Yorubas and all that, and you're like, why are you abusing us? Some of them didn't know that most of these things are weaponized political, messages. They don't see it that way, so they will tell you that. If you want to abuse Tinubu, leave Yoruba out of it. How can you talk about Tinubu and not talk about Yoruba? But the thing there is that, right, Tinubu doesn't represent the Yoruba on his own, and I won't get mad because somebody is talking about Tinubu, and then I'm like, oh, why do you say that? Is it because he's a Yoruba man? Now, the thing is that we may not be able to change or stop it. But you see those people who are still fighting it, if they should join or not, conversations like this allow them to possibly ponder further, right? Because it's getting worse. I won't lie to you.
No, I'm telling you, it's getting worse. And whenever I come across those kind of arguments, I always tell them, hey, I always tell my Igbo people, at least, these people should stop using that line of language. Lagos, no matter what we say,
is Yoruba
Lagos
land.
Is Yoruba land. It is if you say something like that, it will provoke somebody. And if yes, but stop using it. Stop it. Stop it.
Well, you know what people are saying is that people are saying that can you bring any Igbo that said Lagos is no man's land? But you know, there is no except for banters. Today they are telling Abuja people, Baggy people whose land are being stolen right now. They are telling them that Abuja is no man's land. Guess who are saying that? The Hausa Fulanis and some Igbos too. Other people from other parts of Nigeria, Yorubas, people from other parts. They are saying Abuja because Abuja is the FCT now, right? The Baggy people have been pushed away from the central area. They've been pushed to the border. They have been pushed to as far as Nasarawa, and their land have been taken. So you see this idea of one Nigeria and the concept of how they put it together, it is so wrong. Really? So now, if somebody now says Abuja is no man's land, and I'm from Abuja, do you understand? I won't get mad at you. I'll be more mad at people who actually are doing everything to kick us out of our land.
Yes.
So this is why those in Lagos as well, most of the people who have sold it's a different case in Lagos though. In Lagos, we have people who have sold their family lands already. These are not lands that are like a barren, land. I mean, sorry, they are not like, used land though. We are talking about people selling their properties, the land, everything, to Igbos, to to the Baswani brothers, Abina Vaswani that they call them, right? To Indians, to Chinese, and all of those places. They are there, right?
Lebanese. That is even the main people buying up those land. All those Eco Atlantic area. Lebanese.
Blame people who came in and border, right?
No.
You have to blame the system that denies you land. The system didn't even deny you land. You sold them, right? And you know something, right? It's so crazy. Yorubas have money to buy land. Don't get me wrong. But if a Yoruba man comes with his money, Hausa man comes with his money, Igbo man comes with his money, a Yoruba man says, I will pay 10 million naira. An Hausa man says, I will add 1 million. An Igbo man says, I will add 1.5 million. There is a chance that this seller will be considering Hausa and the Igbo in that sense because he wanted to make extra 1 million or extra 1.5 million, right?
Yeah.
So his Yoruba brother will now have to take his money to go and buy land inside. So when these ones who they sold the lands to here for extra 1 million, extra 2 million, begin to develop them, those areas comes out first. The value increases. They suddenly, they are interested in the politics of division that says these people are coming to take our land.
Take our land.
So this is something that is so simple for anybody to sit down and just process and say, oh, but because it is politically sponsored, weaponized, you will see somebody that cannot even afford one plot of land in Ikorodu. He will be telling you, the Igbos don't sell land to people. They don't sell land to strangers. I said, do you want to buy land?
Yeah. One guy.
You want to buy land?
One guy told me that.
More go buy land. You get money. You want to buy land?
One guy told me that yesterday. I said, don't just bring too much money. Bring 1 million naira. Don't give it to me. I will tell you who you're a Yoruba person you're going to send that money to. I will bring a document to you in a period of 2 weeks. If I didn't bring that document of a land in a period of 2 weeks, I show them the location. This Adeboye them was buying excess land.
In Anambra. Churches over that place right now.
Hectares, so not plot to hectares of land. Adeboye, are buying Kumuyi.
Nazi.
All of them.
Let me take another one there. Thanks so much for stepping back.
No problem. I really love the way you are not biased. If they give them, if Igbo man do give up, Yoruba man do give up, Hausa man do give up. They take all those kind of things. That's why I always can't wait to watch your show.
God bless
Thank you so much.
And you too. Thanks so much. Okay, you have a good one.
Okay.
Right? So, because at the end of the day, you're batching this and batching that. The real people we should all be batching are the criminals who put us in this situation. Well, let's now want to talk. Here is another caller. Hello. Did I get you? You might need to come closer to your phone. Your voice is distance away. Back on. Oh, hang on. What happened to our... Give me a circle. Something has affected our connection. And I could barely hear you. Don't worry. Give me a second, sir. Just a sec. Yeah, hang in there. I wonder why. Let's hope it gets here now. No, me, I can hear you. I want everybody to hear you too. Just 1 second there.
Yeah.
No, I think
let me just
everybody can
contribute
hear
what I
you
want
now.
to say to you, and I hope that they hear, because I would love a lot of them to listen to what I want to say now.
And they can hear you loud and clear, Mazi.
Yeah, I was a little bit irritated when I was just watching the chat. I watched the program quite all right yesterday. It was very interesting, but I enjoyed it very much. Today is also very interesting, but let's just try to correct something here.
Please.
I don't know what generation of people are calling you. I mean, maybe they were, maybe they came to this earth in Nigeria, wherever they come from, between 1990, 2000, I don't know.
Right.
Please, I don't know this, okay? Now, there is always this, I always say, don't give audience to things that are not important. So when I sometimes look upon some programs online, I see them talking about Yoruba bigots, about Igbo bigots. I just say, this is useless. These are frustrated human beings who does not have nothing to do with them time.
Absolutely.
They are so hungry, they are looking for audience to promote whatever indulgences they are having. Pardon my English. Don't forget, I speak German better. I continue. Now, going back to Mr. African Wahala, or whatever you call the other guy, unsolicited intellect, or whatever you call the other one, I don't know when you guys were born in that contingent Nigeria. Now listen very, very well. It's very important. Lagos was the capital city of a state called Nigeria. That is why you have Murtala Mohammed International Airport as your major airport in Nigeria. A dirty airport, a stinking airport. Anytime I fly into Nigeria, when the plane doors goes open, the first thing that hit my face when I arrive in the African continent, Nigeria specific, I've been to Benin and Ghana. But those countries, that country, Nigeria, the heat that comes into your face is disgusting. Number one. And number two, when it was the capital city, when I left that country, I flew from that airport out of the country. My father flew from that airport out of the country when he went to study in London in the 70s and 80s. And when you have the government parastatals, like the ministers or whatever you call them then, they always go with their family. I have a lot of friends that they move with their family from wherever they are, from the 19 states of Nigeria down to Lagos, because they got a federal government appointment. Do you understand that? Now, we have a dominated tribe in Lagos. There I give it to you. And that tribe is the Yorubas. Nobody quarrels with you about that. Now, your military ruler, immediately I know, your military ruler moved the capital city of Lagos down to Abuja, which people are not claiming that Abuja is also a Muslim country. Look, when are you guys going to stop this nonsense bigotry stuff that is going on in that fucking damn country? When are you guys going to stop this? Somebody like me, listen to me. I don't like Lagos. Generally, I don't. I grew up in one of the best cities in Nigeria. It's called Benin City. Bende #1 then. That was where I grew up. I only go to Lagos when I want to travel out. You know, during that period of time when we were in secondary school, we always have what we call summer holiday airfare ticket with Nigeria Airways. As a student, you can fly to London, you know, to go for holiday, to go for shopping and come back to Nigeria. You don't need the visa.
Go on.
That was when I was reigning in that country. And when I go to Lagos, I see Lagos as a capital place, the major city where you have the international airport. I need to go there. I fly out, I come back, and I go back to my state. Do you understand? But there are people that decided to reside in Lagos, maybe because their parents were working under the federal government or you have contract. It was 19 states.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the head of the direction of
the head of the direction of what I'm trying to say.
Part where it's, hang on 1 second. I heard the part where you are pretty much like condemning this bigotry as a worthless kind of adventure, so to say, right? So I just want to end it somewhere.
It is a very nasty bigotry. And my problem is that it's not a nasty bigotry that is coming up from the generation where that place was the state capital, but from these breaded generations of 90s, of these breaded generators of 2000 who were born into Nigeria and claiming not to even know the history of their state.
Hang on. Now, I want to kind of pick some of the stuffs you raised.
I'm a little bit irritated on this issue, so that you know my temper at the moment. I'm listening to you, Mr.
Because I want you to calm down. That's why, because you are all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you've got so much to unpack, and you have been all over the place, and I don't want you back in the same direction, okay? So take a breath, sir, all right? So I want to pick a few things you said, just for the sake of our viewers. It's important, okay? Some Yorubas did not just dwell in Lagos, okay? Lagos is Yoruba land. And when they make when they made Lagos partly Nigeria's capital, they didn't bring the land from anywhere. They met people there. Do you understand? So therefore, it is not that the Yorubas are the majority. No, it is Yoruba land. Let's clear that one first. The benefit that Lagos enjoyed, which you are right, is because it was once the capital of Nigeria. Yeah, the seat of power. And it's enjoyed all the benefits, the development that comes with, the seaport, the airport, the road networks, and the rest of that. And that makes it the investment of all Nigerians. I agree with you on that. Majority may say they don't agree. That's their own issue, right? Lagos was built by all Nigerians with Nigeria's money to start with. Today, Lagos is prosperous because those infrastructures have now become almost the only ones in the whole country functioning, right? And that too in itself is because of the political imbalance, the political settings that is drawing everybody from everywhere, like yourself, who have to drive to or travel to Lagos before you could travel out of the country. Okay, so that for those who are promoting bigotry, I want to clear something on that. Majority of those who actually kicked off this tribal bigotry are older people. And I am not sorry to say, they are mostly from Yoruba land. And we know why. They did this, right, to do what they call the revisionism, in order to further the Tinubu's political, progress, so to say. So what you are witnessing in Nigeria today is exactly the foundation of Lagos politics. Tribalism. The tribalism is so bad in Lagos that Tinubu ruled that Lagosians were calling Lagosians Omoale, an enemy, in their own state under Tinubu once they don't agree with him. So now that is what they have now exported to the rest of Nigeria today, which everybody is now concerned about. The younger people that they are using to amplify it, they didn't start it. This bigotry, this tribalism, and the rest of that, they were born into it. And therefore, like some are already coming out to say today, I am a Yoruba man. I wasn't raised in bigotry. I was never raised to look down on any other tribe, ever. So, but the older generation who kept doing the revisionism, telling fake story lies, in order to condition the minds of the young one for a political purpose like this, in my own opinion, are still responsible. I'll give you 2 minutes to round it up now, so I can take one more.
You are absolutely. I believe you when you said, for example, like I said, it's a Yoruba-dominated region tribe, and I believe you on that part. I believe you there.
Yep.
But one thing I don't want to argue. Right. One thing I don't want to argue
no,
about.
You can disagree.
If you want to say, if you want to say that it is a Yoruba state or it's a Yoruba land, I have no problem with that. What I mean actually is that it is a developed state by the Nigerian government and made the capital city of the Nigerian government during this.
Yeah, I did. I said
during this period of time I was there, and we don't have this kind of issues with this nasty bigotry when I was in that country, my friend.
Right.
What the hell is going on here? What the hell? And you see young guys, shouting here on your chat, claiming this, the Igbos, that. My friend, we are. I hope we are still Nigerians. I cannot. I don't want to finish that statement.
That one has a big
I don't want to finish that statement.
Right?
But Mayogo, Nigeria has changed
a lot.
Nigeria has changed
a lot.
Mayogo, if I watch your program, it is not about fighting for Nigeria to be ruled by a better government. The Nigerian citizens, they are having problems. The citizens themselves. I'm telling you the truth. It's not only the government. What I see, when I watch you, I say this. When I watch other channels, I see the same story. And I ask myself, hello, for we to be concentrating on whether we have to go apart or whether we have to come together, for we to focus on something direct, you see people fighting with one another about what is Igbo. Is it only the Igbos and the Yorubas and the Fulanis that are in the I am an Urobo man.
Motivated.
I am an Urobo man.
Right? Because
you have people from Benin, you have people from the Jaws.
Yeah. You know what? You know something, right? It doesn't make any sense when you begin to analyze this whole thing. It doesn't make any sense to those who are involved in it, to those who are promoting it. But because it doesn't have to make sense. It is politically motivated. Everybody will be using whataboutism. What about you? What about this one? Oh, you are saying about me, Abi. Okay, what about this one? It is all deliberate. To have a proper conversation as a people, right, is intentionally, right, cancelled. It's like intentionally removed. So people need to keep arguing, fighting, and all of that. Because if they should have any form of, reach any form of a compromise against their rulers, then it is over. Marcy, let me take another one, okay? Just one more, and I can call it.
Thank you very much,
okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So, you see, the purpose of watching Mayegun's Diary Politico is not for us to agree on everything. My opinion is mine. I don't know everything. But what I do know, I will say them in a very clear, sort of like clear voice. And I am always, I've said this many times, right? I am always ready to be wrong. But when you want to tell me that, oh, you are wrong, make sure you are willing to tell me what is true so that I can learn. Okay? So similarly, when you disagree with people, I don't agree with you on that. It's much, much respectful than to call them names, because they also have the right to respond. Everybody has right to reply, right? My last caller this afternoon. Here. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. What?
I always love it when you bring up this bigotry people this bigotry topic. I like it.
Bless you.
And I'm going to go into it quick because I know you're a family man. You need to go home and do a lot of stuff.
Freshen up again, and hopefully I make it back tonight. Yeah. Go on.
Fizzle. And I'm going to. Hey, this one is for you quickly.
Go
on. And this brunch for you to come out in the afternoon and everything, but because of the people in some part of the world, I think you should stay up. Because that caller, because that caller that called from Japan, clearly they are missing one or two bits, especially the main show in the evening. So shows like this give them opportunity for them to be able to hear their own voice, give their own opinion on a lot of the topic, and then give them chance to see you and talk to you and mingle with the show.
Bless you.
So
Baba.
I'm going to dive into it. I'm going to dive into it quickly.
No, Baba. I will keep that down. Go on.
The Igbo situation in Lagos. Yeah, there is no doubt, Baba. Before democracy kicked in, we've always had this Igbo people situation, but it is not as
pronounced as it is now.
Right now. Right now. And Baba, I'm going to eat the nail on the head. I'm not going to beat about the bush.
That's why you are on the phone. Do your thing.
Yes, it's all down to jealousy. What Yoruba people cannot do for their own tribe, the Igbos do it for themselves, and it's all down to jealousy and hard work. I'm not saying our Yoruba brothers are not hardworking. No. They are hardworking, but not hardworking enough. Not hardworking enough. They don't like helping themselves. They like me, which is why you see them when they are following all these stupid politicians up and down the place. As long as that politician favor somebody they know or themselves or anything like that, they don't really care what that person does. They don't really care whether what they are doing is good or not. I mean, the other day we saw MC Oluomo and his friends in Oshodi. Mafoluku asked, Mafoluku Lobemisi. I was born in Mafoluku. I went to Mafoluku Primary School. Do you understand? So I lived, although my parents did not build house in Lagos like your state, they were renting at the time. Do you understand? But I still lived my primary school life in Mafoluku. Do you understand me now? And then when we left Mafoluku, we moved to Alagbado. Alagbado, all the chemists we had there are Igbos. I benefited from these guys. They are very generous, very hardworking.
Do you know something I heard, Fizo? Do you know something I heard before you continue?
Going on.
From my own other researches, so yeah, they said that almost 50% of those who went to the eastern part of Nigeria for their NYSC actually stayed back.
Yeah.
For more than their NYSC, like they stayed more than a year that they were supposed to be there. So many of them stayed as far as some stayed back and married there.
Yeah, I will give you a very good example.
Go on.
That if not for your show, me myself, I won't know. And this guy is a very good friend of yours. Irumole.
Yeah.
Irumole. When Irumole started talking about Igbos and how his life was changed by the Igbos, whatever the Yoruba people are saying, like I said, it is jealousy. And I will shock everybody now on this platform. When you go back home with all your money, everything that you've got, the Yoruba tribe is worse for this. They will always tell you somebody who is richer than you, but boy, I know what you know. One thing they don't understand is the fact that people that come from UK, US, and everything, especially if you're going to invest in this country with like a mortgage or anything. But by you at Nigeria, you can say, anybody, they come out do it. Only 200 million. And only 200 million. It's about 60 pounds nation. Let's do you understand me now? But like I said, I'm going to go back to my main point. It is all jealousy. What they don't have, and they see somebody who is got it, they don't happy about it. Do you understand me now? It is part of the things that I normally say to family and friends back then. Why do you think a lot of people refuse to come and invest in Nigeria? Do you understand? If you have a local government chairman now, he's not happy with you because you built a very nice, lovely house, he will use his power to come and demolish that house. They don't give a damn.
And even take your land and tell you to go to court.
Yes, they will take everything because it's a honest place. And all of it is down to jealousy. Igbos are industrials. Igbos are hardworking. There is no tribe that does not have dodgy people amongst them.
No tribe, no ethnic nationality, no country.
Every tribe, no country that has dodgy people. But majority of them are hardworking. Majority of them are good people. Whatever it is going on in that Lagos, It's all down to jealousy and laziness. Thank you very much.
God bless you. Fizo, you have wrapped it up very well. I don't even have to add much, okay? Hopefully we'll see later this evening. You have said your own. You have a good one,
Thank you very much.
Nice one. So that is Fizo. Omo Balogun Banle Balogun Omo Ojo Pashekere Ati Omo Atiba Loyole. Man, that's a long one though, right? Orikin stronger. Brethren, thank you so much for your time this afternoon, okay? I will see you again when I see you. Meanwhile, as you are all living, remember to not live without your offering, like the broadcast. George Blue Shell, thank you very much for that, your super chats. Everyone else, enjoy the rest of your day, okay? I'll see you later. Good afternoon.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gba rìbá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.